Oh, this Blackstone's ratio that the law holds, it's better, yes, that 10 guilty persons escape, that one person suffer. And I thought that you thought that it was better for one person to suffer than 10 guilty persons not going to jail. Poop. Now, the Jews, yes, in the 16th century, had the same rights to due process as Christians, and if proofs failed, they were presumed innocent. Now, when I provide the actual evidence that I was here on June 16th of 2017, it seems that your denial of any proof of innocence is really a heretical, yes, it's kind of an inquisition on the part of the way, yes, where the dogs are always going to control what happens to the actual citizens. And I thought, no, there was some papal mandate sent to local judges in the inquisitorial courts for 19 Pope Paul II confirmed the petition of Emperor Frederick III that absolved. I don't think there's any absolution. Yes, as in, if you're a judge and you're a sworn oath of office, I'm going to sue you and have you put in prison. Pope. Now, this concept of studying the lives of those that you want to be a role model of, yes, there was some really good people that did some really good things in society for the last 2,000 years, and I thought they had a very good idea about how to live their actual human life, not sinning. Oh, now you say I'm sinning because I'm emailing you that it's harassment and spam, Sheriff, right now. I'm informing you of a crime, and I want you to enforce the law. I want you to give me my sons, and I want my victims' rights. I want to speak to Marilyn Van Proyn, and I want to know why it is that I've not been able to sue her husband. Now, I know mandated that Jews should receive their accusers should be able to present legitimate exceptions, proofs, and defenses to the court. And if these rights were violated, could appeal to Rome. I thought this was interesting, this whole appeals process. Yes. Now, do you have to use a magistrate because you can't say it's a mistrial because the dog doesn't want to pay for the trial? Ouch! Let's say I looked at the appellate court system, where I'm going to appeal to Rome. I'm going to have to go all the way to the president and explain to the president, yes, well, I informed local law enforcement, and they wouldn't enforce my civil rights. I informed them of forgeries and fraud, but they wouldn't enforce the laws. Then they decided to make up crimes I didn't commit and wouldn't admit the evidence that I wasn't there and I wasn't committing any crimes. See, they kept trying to get me for 7 years and 5 months because they're, well, do I have to appeal to Rome? You know, that was a big thing about Paul in the Bible. He kept kicking Jesus in his prick pouch. That's what it said. Why are you kicking me? Well, he kept saying, well, I'm going to appeal this. I'm going to appeal this. I'm going to appeal this. And eventually he found himself having to explain to the Caesar of that time why it was he wasn't committing any crime. Woo! Seemed like there wasn't much of a freedom of religion back 2,000 years ago. I'm not in a hurry today. I have all day. And I would say, you remember that guy in the Bible named Paul? You know, I'm thinking you're depriving me of being able to live my life the way I want to because you don't want to go to prison, Coach. Now, for every individual in politics that says, oh, this sworn oath has no value, I know there was some problems, yes, like other jurists who wrote on criminal procedure. Francia distinguished between presumption of law and of men. Presumption of man was, for example, that in doubt a man was presumed to be good. Now, for all of those in the family, they said man is evil. Poach, can't trust him. No! But I said, no, I think these citizens of the United States, you can actually trust them if you understand who they are. Now, you said I was guilty with, well, intolerance and ignorance. Most importantly, he was a critic of intolerance and ignorance. Yes, seemed that unfortunately for him, Europe was not yet ready for his voice of reason. Pooch. I've tried to reason with those in law enforcement right now. Seems the United States is not ready for my voice of reason. What's the reason for removing that protection order? Was it that I didn't get notice and opportunity to be heard? Was it that the petitioner didn't acknowledge it? Pooch! That there's fraudulent statements. Pooch! There's forgeries of the non-elected oath of office. I mean, what voice of reason is it that the country's not listening to? Because my thought is, for every American of this great nation, I can't fucking believe that.